Haribol. Jai Saparikar Shishi Guru Gaura Chandra Ju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Govardhan Ju Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Astatara Siddha Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaja Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Astatara Siddha Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shrimati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission morning class. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitangstam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Haribol. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta. This is Adi Leela Volume 1. And we are now, this is Lord Chaitanya in 5 forms. And now Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing to the Mayavad sannyasis of Varanasi how his spiritual master instructed him regarding the ecstatic feelings which develop from purely chanting the holy name of the Lord. And we will read this and think, well, I'm not experiencing anything like this. But of course, we are now in a clearing stage of our getting rid of so many offenses that we may not even be aware of. But certainly we have to be determined to chant the holy name attentively. And whatever arrangement we have to make to do that, we should do that. So here we are. But Mahaprabhu, of course, is different. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda Nanda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Ki Jai. Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Text 93. This is chapter 7 of Adi Leela. Atabali akashloka shikai lamore bhagavatera shar e bale vare vare. Saying this, my spiritual master taught me a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the essence of all the Bhagavatam's instructions, and therefore he recited this verse again and again. The essence of the Veda is the Bhagavatam, and the essence of the Bhagavatam is this verse. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, the 11th canto, was spoken by Sri Narada Muni to Vasudev to teach him about Bhagavat Dharma. Vasudev had already achieved the result of Bhagavat Dharma because Lord Krishna appeared in his house as his son. Yet in order to teach others, this is not Vyasadeva, this is Vasudev. Yet in order to teach others, he desired to hear from Sri Narada Muni to be enlightened in the process of Bhagavat Dharma. This is the humbleness of a great devotee. So he is inquiring from Narada Muni in order to instruct others. Evam vrata swapriya nama kirtya Jatanu rago drutya chitta uchai Asatyato roditi rotigaya Junmadamavan Nrityati lokabahya. When a person is actually advanced and takes pleasure in chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is very dear to him, he is agitated and loudly chants the holy name. He also laughs, cries, becomes agitated, and chants just like a madman, not caring for outsiders. So this is the essence of the Bhagavatam, because the direct service of the holy name is the direct service of the Lord. Etara vakyami drita vishvasadari nirantara Krishna nama sankirtanakari se Krishna nama kabugao yai nachaya gahi nachi nahi ami apana ichaya. I firmly believe in these words of my spiritual master, and therefore I always chant the holy name of the Lord, alone and in the association of devotees. That holy name of Lord Krishna sometimes causes me to chant and dance, and therefore I chant and dance. Please do not think I intentionally do it. I do it automatically. A person who cannot keep his faith in the words of his spiritual master but acts independently never receives the authority to chant the holy name of the Lord. The Lord's name will not reveal himself. It is said in the Vedas, Yasya Devi para bhaktir yata deve tata guru tasyaite katita hyarta prakashante mahatmanaha. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of the Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. It's very important. And to offend the spiritual master is a sign of ignorance, really. To offend his great, actually pure Vaishnava means that we are ignorant of the actual qualification of that person. Some material flaw may be there. That's always there in this atmosphere. But that is an external thing, just like the bubbles and mud in the Ganga. This Vedic injunction is very important, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu supported it by his personal behavior. Believing in the words of his spiritual master, he introduced the Sankirtan movement, just as the present Krishna consciousness movement was started, with the belief in the words of our spiritual master, meaning Srila Prabhupada's guru, Srila Saraswati Thakur. He wanted to preach, and we believe in his words and tried somehow or other to fulfill them. And now this movement has become successful all over the world. Therefore, faith in the words of the spiritual master and in the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the secret of success. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never disobeyed the orders of his spiritual master and stopped propagating the Sankirtan movement. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami, at the time of his passing away, ordered all his disciples to work conjointly to preach the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. And here, I firmly believe this is the words of Mahaprabhu. I firmly believe in these words of my spiritual master, and therefore I always chant the holy name of the Lord, alone and in the association of devotees. That holy name of Lord Krishna sometimes causes me to chant and dance, and therefore I chant and dance. Please do not think I intentionally do it. I do it automatically. So text number 97. Krishna name Jayananda Sindhu Ashvadana Brahmananda Tara Age Kato Dakasama. Compared to the ocean of transcendental bliss that one tastes by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, The pleasure derived from impersonal Brahman realization, Brahmananda, is like the shallow water in a canal compared to the ocean of transcendental bliss that one tastes by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. The pleasure derived from impersonal Brahman realization, Brahmananda, is like the shallow water in a canal. In the Upadesamrta Sindhu it is stated, Brahmanando bhavedesha chet pararda guni kuta naiti bhakti sukham bodhe paramanu tulam api. If Brahmananda, the transcendental bliss derived from understanding impersonal Brahman, were multiplied 1,000,000 times, such a quantity of Brahmananda, or the relief, or the feeling of simply coming out of mundane existence and coming into this very primary acquaintance with what is not mundane. Even if that feeling were multiplied 1,000,000 times, it would not compare with an atomic portion of the pleasure relished in pure devotional service. Tvat sakshat karana lada vishuddhad bi stitasya me shukani goshpayadayante brahmanyapi jagadguru. My dear Lord, O Master of the universe, since I have directly seen you, my transcendental bliss has taken the shape of a great ocean. Being situated in that ocean, I now realize all other so-called happiness to be like the water contained in the hoof print of a calf. You know what hoof print is, right?
Hoof print? I don't know.
Well, you know when a calf is walking in the mud, and then the mud dries and there's a little print of his hoof, but there might be a little water in there. All other happiness is by comparison to the happiness derived from the Lord's service, is compared to that much water. The transcendental in bliss enjoyed in pure devotional service is like an ocean, whereas material happiness, and even the happiness to be derived from the realization of impersonal Brahman, are just like the water in the hoof print of a calf. This is the verse from the Hari Bhakti Sudodaya. Prabhura mistavakya shuni sanyashira gana Chitta pirigela kahe madhura vachana. After hearing Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the Mayavadi sannyasis were moved. Their minds changed, and thus they spoke with pleasing words. Jai kichu kahile tumi shabasatya hoy, Krishna prema se paya jara bhagyodai. Dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what you have said is all true. Only one who is favored by fortune attains love of Godhead. So this is, they're very deeply influenced by the divine presence of Mahaprabhu. Dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what you have said is all true. Only one who is favored by fortune attains love of Godhead. Purport. One who is actually very fortunate can begin Krishna consciousness, as stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Srila Rupa Goswami. Brahmananda Brahmite kon Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. There are millions of living entities who have become conditioned by the laws of material nature, and they are wandering throughout the planetary systems of this universe in various bodily forms. Among them, one who is fortunate meets a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna and comes to understand the meaning of devotional service. and by discharging devotional service under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master or acharya, he develops love of Godhead. One whose love of Godhead is awakened and who thus becomes a devotee of the inconceivable supreme personality of Godhead is to be considered extreme. Extreme means the furthest end of something. Extremely fortunate. The Mayavadi sannyasis admitted this fact to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is not easy for one to become a Krishna conscious person. But by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it can be possible, as will be proven in the course of this narration. So sometimes, and we know this, someone may be very surprised. I wasn't even looking for this, right? But our good fortune will carry us in spite of our awareness of that. Suddenly we are carried away by some unremembered good fortune. And we are, that wave and current is bringing us into a fortunate position of progress in the eternal plane. And we look around and think, wait a minute. Because we trust what the mind is looking for. So we think, well, wait a minute, I wasn't even looking for this. But the mind is always looking for nonsense, like a dog sniffing to find some garbage. But once Bhagavan means fortunate. And how do we become, what is the first circumstance of good fortune? Hari Dev, how does that begin? The first circumstance which begins good fortune is Agyata Sukriti, right? So we didn't know. And suddenly some good fortune is carrying us along. So that's not always understood by us, but it is there. Krishna Bhakti Kara Ihaya Sabara Santosha Vedanta Nashunakene Tarakiba Dosha. Dear sir, there is no objection to your being a great devotee of Lord Krishna. Everyone is satisfied with this. So this is what Prakashananda now is saying to Mahaprabhu. He's the leader of the Mayavadis, and he's saying, now their hearts have softened. Before they were criticizing him, and now they're saying to Mahaprabhu, we have no objection now. We understand, this is really wonderful. Dear sir, there is no objection to your being a great devotee of Lord Krishna. Everyone is satisfied with this. But why do you avoid discussion on the Vedanta Sutra? What is the fault in it? Why not join us now and discuss Vedanta Sutra? Do you understand what Vedanta Sutra is?
Like the compilation of the Vedas?
Yeah, it is the like the summary, the summary. The main points were brought, because the Veda is so huge, actually. The Vedic scriptures are enormous. It's impossible to read them all. So Srila Vyasadeva kind of put them all in sutras, put the whole thing into sutras, which are very condensed, the whole essence of the Veda. And so the Mayavadis, ignoring Srila Vyasadev's own commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, they are discussing the Vedanta Sutra following the commentary of Sri Shankaracharya, which is in direct opposition to the conclusions given by Vyasadeva himself. But they're saying, why not come and discuss Vedanta Sutra with us? What is the matter with that? Is there something wrong with discussing Vedanta Sutra? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments in this connection. Mayavadi sannyasis accept that the commentary by Sri Shankaracharya known as Shariraka Bhasya gives the real meaning of the Vedanta Sutra. In other words, Mayavadi sannyasis accept the meanings expressed in the explanations of the Vedanta Sutra by Shankaracharya, which are based on monism. Thus, they explain the Vedanta Sutra, the Upanishads, and all such Vedic literatures in their own impersonal way. The great Mayavadi sannyasi Sarananda Yogendra has written a book known as Vedanta Sar, in which he writes, Vedanta Nama Upanishad Paramam, according to Sarananda Yogendra, the Vedanta Sutra and Upanishads, as presented by Sri Shankaracharya in his Sariraka commentary, are the only sources of Vedic evidence. They're very sentimental, actually. This is not at all true, but they're caught up in some idea, and they write all these things which are not based on any actual evidence. Actually, however, Vedanta refers to the essence of Vedic knowledge, and it is not a fact that there is nothing more than Shankaracharya Sariraka Bhasya. So, I mean, they're just saying this in a sentimental way. Like, our team is the best team. Like, that's sentimental. Everybody knows that. If you're going to a different school, you're going to say the same thing about a different team. Or if you live in a certain country, our country is the best, we're going to win the war. And if you live suddenly in another country, then no, our country. These are sentiment. But this is not, that is not to be applied to Vedic conclusions. All right. So there's, if one is interested in understanding all of these things, then he can read these commentaries more carefully, describing the especially in this part of the Chaitanya Charitamrta. But here the verses are actually enough. Mahaprabhu himself is directly and with great normal common sense, which is the nature of truth. It's common sense, really. It's simple. But when one wants to cover the truth, it gets really complicated. So we can read these verses by Mahaprabhu. It should be enough. And then in the purports, if there's any question. But we don't have to become super expert in this, because there are no real impersonalists in the West. There's just some, it's all one, let's play the sitar, and they don't know anything. Thank God they don't know anything, because it's even worse to become well acquainted with Shankaracharya's commentary, because he's very tricky. Atashuni hasi Prabhu bali lavachana dukana manaha jarikari nivedana. After hearing the Mayavadi sannyasi speaking in that way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled slightly and said, "My dear sirs, if you don't mind, I can say something to you regarding Vedanta philosophy." Okay, we're going to hear all about this in the next few days. Oh. Hey, are you in the kitchen, Damodar Prabhu?
Yeah.
Prabhu, on the calendar, I think Srila Jiva Goswami's appearance is coming up. Is it today? I forgot to look this morning.
Mary?
Today?
You want me to look at, this is just the Ekadasi one.
Well, the other
You have
one's...
to look in the little book.
Yeah. If you don't mind. So I'm going to read...
Today's the 7th?
Uh-huh.
Or no, today's the 6th.
Today...
Appearance of Gopal,
Today's the 6th.
today's, I don't know, let me look and see.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get my phone. I think it's the 6th. but not-
All right. Then it would be tomorrow, maybe.
Oh, Tuesday, so today's Tuesday, so yes, it's the 6th. Appearance of Srila Gopal Goswami. Disappearance of Ramachandra Kaviraj.
Okay.
What is it?
And then Srila Jiva Goswami's coming up. I
Jiva
believe.
Goswami, disappearance of Jaya Goswami.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't see.
Oh, I've gotten it mixed up in my mind.
Appearance of Srila Kandas Thakur,
They're the beautiful.
Odyssey 14.
All right.
No.
Okay, Prabhu, thank you. So today is the appearance of Gopal Bhatta. Appearance of Gopal Bhatta. Disappearance and Ramachandra Kaviraj.
Wait. Appearance, I'm sorry, appearance.
Appearance and disappearance of Ramachandra.
Disappearance of Ramachandra Kaviraj.
So Ramachandra Kaviraj, you know,
I don't know who that is.
when we're chanting Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Doya Korim, he's saying Doya Korim, Ramachandra Shangamage, Narottama Das. He was a very dear friend of Narottam Das Thakur. Very great personality. I wish I had remembered. We could talk about it later. But I would like to remind myself of the fully Ramachandra Kaviraj, who's very dear to Narottam Das Thakur, and that is evidence enough to show his greatness. And of course, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis, and there's a beautiful temple in Vrindavan, the Radharaman temple, and that is a self-manifested deity. And Gopal Bhatta, he was Gopal Bhatta Goswami's deity, and the Samadhi Mandir of Gopal Bhatta is there also in the compound of that temple. That's a really lovely, sweet place. And that deity is very, very wonderful. For me it's eye exercise, but at the same time, some kind of wonderful thing can be felt there. Okay. So here, in essence, Srila Prabhupada is describing that the Vaishnava philosophies actually can't be defeated by anyone, and especially in the line of Mahaprabhu. And this is not a sentimental statement. It is an actual fact. And so even in front of these greatly scholarly, they're really scholars of the Upanishads and the Vedanta Sutra, but they're all wrong. But they still are scholars. And in front of them, Mahaprabhu, in several verses, completely defeated them. But this is one of many incidents in the line of our gurus. And our Bhasya on the Vedanta Sutra was composed ostensibly by Baladev Bijabhushan in somewhere called Galta outside of Jaipur, and I'm hoping to visit there soon. And that was actually written by the deity there, Sri Govindaji himself. And so in 1 week he wrote a full commentary on the Vedanta Sutra, which represented our line, because the other leaders of the other sampradayas would not accept the Gaudiya Sampradaya because we had not written our own commentary. But that, of course, was given already in the Bhagavatam, but that wasn't enough for them. So Baladev Vijabhushan didn't know how to do that in 1 week. It's impossible to even get started in 1 week. The Vedanta Sutra is so compact in Vedic aphorisms. This is impossible. We couldn't even read it. And what to speak of making a commentary? It's impossible to do in 1 week. It's not possible. But in 1 week he accomplished that because Govindaji, the deity of the temple, said, "You just take your pen, I will write it." And it was accepted by everyone there. And they were all very scholarly. So this is a fact. And of course, this is not with Mayavadis, but with the different sampradayas. But still, it is a wonderful thing. All right. There seems to be a verse missing here. The next verse, I'm not seeing it. I think the verse is missing. Verse 103. Oh. Translation. This is a little confusing. Anyway, we'll get to that tomorrow. Jai Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj ki Jai. Srila Om Vishnupadesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Does anyone have a question about any of that? Anything there? But this impersonalism is, it's, and among the yogi type or yoga, practitioners of yoga and so on, it is there, but it's not so prevalent in the society as it was in the 60s among the young people, because they were very much influenced. We were very much influenced. Our generation in the West was very much influenced by these so-called yogis who came and with their sitars and all the stuff, and we were just, oh my God, this is like from another world, it was all very wonderful, and we were just mesmerized by this kind of thing. But they were all preaching impersonalism, and it became really attractive to our generation at that time. And so for Srila Prabhupada, in his very old age, to come and completely overthrow that, it was a monumental task, but he did it very successfully. So there's not that much influence of that. But still, one should become somewhat familiar with Mayavad philosophy. And I think I mentioned this before, but I was visiting a homeopathic doctor when we had a preaching program, and we stayed at his house because he was familiar with devotees, and he liked us. And so I called him and said, we were having a program in your town, and he said, yes, come and stay at my house. So I stayed there, and we got talking, and his guru was completely bogus. And I said, well, the teachers of Shankaracharya they're not actually following the Vedic line. And he didn't know what I was talking about. He'd never heard of Shankaracharya or the Vedas practically. He was just mesmerized by this person, And so it's not like very many people are going to be coming up that you will have to defeat in terms of defeating Mayavad philosophy, not in the West. Most of them don't know anything about it. It's just some kind of an impression. Okay, so Jai Shri Upadesamrta ki Jai, Srila Rupa Goswami ki Jai. Page 447 at the bottom. And this is Dhairya. And Dhairya means, I always forget, perseverance. Yeah, perseverance. The deep purport of this song, so this song from Narottam Das Thakur and Prema Bhakti Chandrika, the deep purport of this song is that redirecting the urges away from their respective objects and making them favorable to bhakti is the policy of the intelligent. And this can only happen with Dhairya. The deep purport of this song is that redirecting the urges away from their respective objects and making them, meaning those urges, favorable to bhakti is the policy of the intelligent. Too much suppression is not good. So control of the senses is not suppression. Sometimes it's tolerance. When due to our karma, there's an urge to do something which we know to be just going to be a deep hole that we're going to have to crawl out of again. When we know this, then we just tolerate that urge because it is my own doing, and I will burn that up in tolerance and engage in devotional service. And sometimes it is simply that in general, a general urge will be used in the service of the Lord, not by indulging in sinful activity, but by utilizing certain qualities in the service of the Lord. For example, if one has a very angry nature, then he can use his anger against those who are opposed to devotional life. And if, so many things, if he has some strong desire to be with a partner, if a gentleman wants to be with a lady partner, or they don't go and, go from one partner to another, but they marry and tolerate and progress together in spiritual life, and not running from one person to another. So all of these things can be used. This is the proper way. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying this is the intelligent way to utilize these urges in the service of the Lord. But that has to be done not in a silly way. Well, I have an urge to do that, so I'm going to do it for the Lord. No, you have to do it for the Lord in the way that is favorable for the service of the Lord. Mind is so tricky. And this can only happen with Darya. So one has to persevere in this. So if one has a stick and he likes stick fighting, he can't go clobbering everybody over the head. And he doesn't have to throw away his stick. He can use it properly. This is the meaning of this. All right. There is another meaning in the usage of the word Darya. Those who are engaged in sadhana desire to attain the result. Through the karmakanda, karmis desire the result of pleasure. Through the karmakanda, karmis desire the result of pleasure in svarga. Svarga means heaven. Through jnanakanda, jnanis desire to attain liberation. And through bhakti sadhana, devotees desire to satisfy Krishna. Because of the delay that occurs during sadhana, some persons lacking Darya stray away from seeking the highest attainment. Therefore, even while desiring the result, only persons endeavoring for bhajan, who take shelter in Darya, achieve the result. Quote, today or after 100 years, or in some birth, Krishna must bestow mercy upon me. I shall firmly take shelter at his feet, and I will never leave. This type of Darya is extremely desirable for bhakti sadhakas. So, one is to engage everything properly in its proper use, and the other meaning of Darya is not to stray. Oh, we may come into many different circumstances. That's possible, but that doesn't mean that Darya has to be left behind. And in fact, I was really thinking about this morning, because sometimes we're in a circumstance where we have exercised not very good judgment, and we have ended up just kind of in a situation where we feel a little frustrated and that we've kind of wasted our time, or why did I go do this? This is not working out. And I'm just saying that because it happened to me yesterday. I went on a certain errand which I thought was important. And this errand became very difficult to do. And it took up so much of my time that I was really feeling kind of stupid and frustrated that I had spent so much valuable time in this thing. But then I thought, well, my Lord, you see me. You see that I'm pretty foolish. So please, you are with me. I know you are my guardian, and I'll just do the best to wrap this up. And continue, and just give me the strength to always continue in your service. So not that if we suddenly feel that we are not up to mark and we're, sidetracked. I mean, it wasn't a horrible thing, but it was just time wasting. Or whatever it is. Stani stata shrutikatam tanuban manobe. Wherever you are, remember the Lord. He's not like he's going to be surprised. He knows us better than we know ourselves. But he's there as my guardian. And please keep me safe in the progress of my spiritual life. So sometimes these situations can increase maybe our humility a little bit, or maybe our dependence upon the Lord a little bit. But all circumstances in the remembrance of Krishna will help us to progress. So don't leave that behind. No matter where life takes us, or whatever it is that we feel we should do, or anything, but don't leave that progress and that surrender behind. Don't. In any time and in any circumstance, even if something really, whatever happens, we will try to remember the Lord. Look at me, my Lord, I'm a fool. I'm weak in so many ways, but give me your shelter and your guardianship in these circumstances of my life. Do what is necessary to help me to progress. Whatever it is, I'm ready. Like Kunti said, keep these troubles coming. When the troubles are coming, I feel so happy. I'm remembering you so much. I feel you're with me. So that Darya we should put on our wall, or make a tattoo or something. Darya, to remember. So there's a beautiful verse, and I think it came up in the Zoom with Madhusudan Maharaj. So this Shrotavyam Satata Vishnor, Smartavyam Satata Vishnor, which means always remember Vishnu. Vismartavyam Nat Jaduchit, don't at any time forget him. Sarva Vidhi Vishedas Yor, Sarva Vidhi Vishayasyor, or something. All of the rules and regulations, you should do this, and all the prohibitions, you should not do that. Eta yoreva kinkaram. All of these are the servant of that principle. So no matter what our circumstances are, that principle of remembrance, even if we don't want to remember, then that should give us impetus to remember. My Lord, I don't even want to remember you. Look how foolish I am. He's there. He's not there. He's not aware. Super Soul has always been with us. He's never like, oh, sorry, I got distracted there a minute. I didn't see that last thing that you did. What was that? He's always a witness of everything we do. We can't exist without him. So, sorry, I've got very itchy, watery eyes. I think I have some kind of... So, under no circumstance should we forget the Lord, and under no circumstance should we not remember him. We should always remember him, and under no circumstance should we forget him. Okay, so this next one is tat karma pravartana. So this is the third. Oh, sorry. Utsaha, we didn't read Utsaha, did we? We went straight to Darya, huh? We went straight to Nishchaya. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mark this Tat Tat Karma Pravartana because we were so excited about reading that Nishchaya. Remember?
Yes.
And we didn't read this first one. This is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Utsam Nishchayatarya Tat Tat Karma Pravartana. So we're going to read this Utsaha now. This is actually on page 421, and it's the beginning, the first word of the second verse.
Didn't we read that already? With Sudarshan?
Oh, okay, but not in the morning class. So let's read that then. I think this is, oh my gosh. I'm quite excited. And I just remembered that I haven't read it here. And maybe I was not, I don't remember now, so. Utsaha. Srila Rupa Goswami in his Sri Upadesamrta has pointed out 6 things as being obstructive to bhakti: atyahara, prayasas, prajalpa, niyamagraha, janasanga, and lolya. Separate discussions of each of these 6 subjects has already been composed. Now in the 3rd verse of the Sri Upadesamrta, he states 6 things that are conducive to bhakti. Utsaha nishchayadharya tatat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vritte sadbir bhakti prasijjati. Separately discussing each of these 6 subjects is necessary. Therefore, I will first discuss the proper conclusions or siddhanta regarding utsaha. Without utsaha, or what's utsaha mean?
Utsaha means enthusiasm.
Yes. Without utsaha, slackening in bhajan occurs. You know slackening? It means getting loose. Like when your muscles become slack, they're loose, and you're not very strong. Slackening arises from inactivity, indifference, or aversion. Inactivity refers to idleness and laziness. When utsaha develops, idleness and laziness disappear. Laziness is the absence of the desire to act. Such laziness is the opposite of the nature of spirit. If one gives laziness a place in the body or in the heart, how will one engage in bhajan? Indifference comes from carelessness. Bhakti yoga should be cultivated with a non-disinterested mind. A non-disinterested, that's a double negative. Disinterested means uninterested. So a not uninterested mind. Disinterested also means indifference, or it can mean objective. It has a positive meaning also, but here it means, like my interest is just like floating around like a cloud. Bhakti yoga should be cultivated with a non-disinterested mind. Sri Gita has instructed as follows: Tang vidya dukkha samyoga viyogam yoga sangjitam sa nischayena yog tatvyo yoga vinachetasa. Know the absence of connection with suffering to be called yoga. Yoga should be cultivated with conviction and a non-disinterested mind. Know the absence of connection with suffering to be called yoga. Yoga should be cultivated with conviction and a non-disinterested mind. In his commentary on this verse, Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, we were hearing his name twice this morning, has said, Atman ayogyatva mananam nirvedas tat rahitena chetasa. Aversion arises toward actions which one considers oneself unfit for. It creates aversion. You know what aversion means?
Repulsion.
Yeah, I don't want that. You know, I don't like it. I don't like doing that. A lot of times we'll say that because we're not good at something. Bhakti yoga should be cultivated with a mind free from such aversion. Yes, I will not do well sometimes. But that kind of aversion must not creep in because I'm not successful after 5 minutes. Regarding Bhakti Yoga, it has been said in Srimad Bhagavatam, Nirvinanang Jnana Yogo Nyasinam Iha Karmasu Teshva Nirvina Chittanang Karma Yogastu Kaminam Yadchaya Madkatadao Jatashadastu Yapuman Na Nirvino Nati Shakto Bhakti Yogo Siddhida. In stages, the minds of seekers of the highest attainment are of 3 types. So what are these 3 types? In stages, the minds of seekers means seekers of truth, seekers of the highest attainment, are of 3 types. A disinterested mind, a non-disinterested mind, and a mind that is free from aversion and attachment. Yoga too is of 3 types: Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. For persons of disinterested mind who give up for persons of disinterested mind who give up karma, Jnana Yoga is the best. So they become uninterested in karma, and they become interested in analysis. For desirous persons of non-disinterested mind, Karma Yoga is best. So those persons have not become uninterested in material life. It is best for them to do Karma Yoga, so to become disinterested, to be able to do activities without being so attached to the result. When persons who are non-disinterested and non-attached by good fortune develop Shraddha or faith in narrations about me, then for them, Bhakti Yoga. What was that?
Oof. That was a plant.
The what?
That was a plant.
Haribol. Okay, so we're going to read the sentence, this paragraph again. Oh, the blue pot?
Yes.
It's okay. Just put it all back in there. She'll be fine. She's been with us for like 10 years now, through thick and thin. Okay, actually I want to sort of...
There's a question.
Yeah.
Why do I have... It's by Ellie Lee. She says, hi, Paul. Why do I have an intense attraction towards Lord Sri Mahavishnu, Dattatreya, and Narasimha?
I'm sorry, can you read that again? I couldn't make out what you were saying.
Why do I have an intense attraction towards Lord Sri Mahavishnu, Dattatreya, and Narasimha?
Why do you?
The person who's asking.
Well, there's no harm in that. It's just that we should understand that they are expansions of Krishna. And that the relationship with Lord Nrsimha Dev is Shantaras. The supreme devotee of Lord Nrsimha Dev is in Shantaras. There are many higher relationships with the Lord that are possible. So there's no harm in having some attraction for Lord Nrsimha or the Dattatreya, or who is the third one? Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu, right? But so we don't need, that is fortunate, But we need to see everything in the correct perspective. That the Supreme Lord, Krishna, is infinitely, they are all servants of Krishna. All the expansions of the Lord are servants of the Lord. And they want to be servants of the Lord. Oh, Prabhu, can you fix the necklace of Mahaprabhu? Just Mahaprabhu's necklace is just a little, and his earring on the right side. Jaya.
How's that?
Yeah. So that's all. You know, if you've been listening to this particular chapter, and the glories of Advaita Prabhu, the previous chapter, then you will get a very good perspective on the different incarnations and expansions of the Lord. Dattatreya is an incarnation of the Lord. Mahavishnu is an expansion of the Lord. And he's also called an incarnation in some ways. But you know, just get the whole picture of that, and there's no harm whatsoever. But the full-fledged relationship of the heart is, and the full-fledged relationships are with Krishna. He is the origin of all of those, and all the relationships which are available in Vaikuntha or anywhere are found especially in the higher rasas of Vrindavan. So that's all. There's no harm in it. It's a good fortune to have some attraction to the Lord in any of his divine forms. Of course, the Lord is very, very attractive in every way. But we should try to get the most expansive and comprehensive understanding and perspective on all of these things. And that is Sambandha Gyan. Oh, Prabhu, do you mind handing me the mridanga? I'm so dumb every day, I forget. Shri Shri Guru Gaurachandra Ju Ki Jai. Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Vakak Sri Dadev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Sannyasi Vrinda Ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Narottam Shamananda Srinivas Thakur Prabhu Ki Jai. Sagoswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Baladev Vijayabhushan Prabhu Ki Jai. We got to hear his name twice this morning. Hari Bol Jai. Saparshad Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Ma Ki Jai. Hriday Sakama Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Ki Jai. Kol Kartal Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswami Tirbhav Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. And Shri Ramachandra Kaviraj Abhirbhav Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. I hope I got that right. Is that right, Damodar Prabhu? Disappearance of Gopal Bhatta, right? And appearance of Ramachandra Kavi. Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Bol Jai. Shri Gurudev Ki Jai.
And the assembled online devotees
Ki Jai.
Just a question, shouldn't we chant some special